Hey folks, I'm here at the Elite stand at Eurobike 2025. The show just opened today, and this is Elite's newest smart trainer, the Revo. Now, the Revo essentially completes the lineup that you see here of the Justo 2, the Avanti, and now the Revo. The Revo effectively taking the place of the Elite Suito that's been around for effectively forever. It sounds like that thing might finally die, though it had a good run. Now, what the Revo is essentially the kind of internals from a hardware standpoint of the Suito with all the software pieces of these two newer trainers. So that means you're gonna get all those new software features as well as things like Wi-Fi. So there's now Wi-Fi built into here, plus all the new features like the easy erg startup and things that you've seen initiated on these two trainers over the past couple of years as they've trickled down from their top end one down to this budget priced model. Now that is probably the key feature of this trainer is the price. It's priced at $499 without a cassette or $519 with the Zwift Cog and click. So you can put your own cassette on there if you want to. You can do either Shimano or SRAM cassette. Pretty much it supports everything across the board. For something like a SRAM XT XTR, it will require a additional free hub accessory, but otherwise you can put whatever you want on there. In the case of the Zwift Cog and click, you can use that with officially any 8 to 12 speed bike, though I use it with a 13 speed without any problems. And of course that is within Zwift, but we've also seen Ruby and a couple other apps support it as well over the past few months. From an accuracy standpoint, it's plus or minus 2.5% and has an incline up to 18%. So you see a little bit less from an accuracy perspective than these trainers over here, but still within the range of what you'd see and kind of expect from a relatively top end, or at least mid-tier to top end trainer on any of those platforms today. Now, one notable thing about this trainer is it does not have ANT+ in it. It does have Bluetooth Smart on multiple concurrent connections. It does have the Wi-Fi that I mentioned earlier on, but no ANT+. That isn't a huge surprise, and for two core reasons. One, we saw Decathlon introduce their trainer this past fall without ANT+. That by itself kind of was just a Decathlon sort of thing, but then we also saw Garmin back earlier this year, back in January, they own ANT+, essentially say ANT+ is being sunsetted going forward. And now we're still gonna see plenty of ANT+ devices out there. These ones right here are an ANT+, and most of the indoor trainer world still supports ANT+ FEC, and of course all sorts of heart rate sensors, power meters, etc. But companies are no longer going to be certifying ANT+ devices, and thus you're going to start to see those things trickle out of the market. I don't think that's a huge deal. In the case of this trainer, it does support Bluetooth FTMS, so the standards for Bluetooth there. It does support Bluetooth power, it does support Bluetooth speed and cadence sensor, it does support the Zwift protocol or Bluetooth, and of course Wi-Fi as well. So you still have all of those standard protocols. For me, in a day-to-day like testing standpoint, this will have no impact on what I do, either from a daily riding perspective or from a test standpoint. Now, of course, you can't really tell anything from riding in tennis shoes inside of a trainer hall. So all things I will dive into later on in the full review down the road, but it feels like a trainer, so that's good. Now, of course, this isn't a full review. It's something I'll dive into later on this summer when Elite starts shipping. They're going into production here shortly with their goal to start shipping later this summer, probably in the August to early September timeframe within Europe, and then going out beyond that to the US and of course the rest of the world. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, the pricing here is $499, but that is pricing for euros. The US dollar pricing hasn't been determined yet. Like virtually every company in this space, they're trying to figure out the tariff situation for the US pricing. So they're gonna wait a little bit longer to see if that will do something, and then go from there into setting those prices. But obviously their goal with this trainer is to compete with two main competitors, the Jetpack Victory, which was announced a year ago here, as well as the Wildkicker Core, primarily with the Zwift Cog, which has been around for, I guess, like 7 or 8 years now as well. And also in that same, basically $450 to $499 price point. Now, it's worthwhile noting this trainer is fully compatible with the Elite Square, that's the frame system here, as well as the Elite Riser up front. So if you have either of those two products, you can pair it with this, which is notable because it makes this whole thing a little bit cheaper than putting either the Avanti or the Justo on there, because now you have basically a $499 trainer plus the cost of the frame. And then if you wanted to get even more pricey, you can put that riser on the front there. Anyways, plenty more from Eurobike over the next couple of days here, but just want to get a quick first look at the new Revo. I'm excited to throw it into the lab and see how it works. Obviously, plenty of experience. You've seen my review on the Avanti and the Justo 2 over the last little while, so I would expect more or less the same from a software standpoint. And then from a hardware standpoint, we've had the Suito around for a long time, though this does include a new braking system with the Revo that wasn't seen on the Suito. So again, all things coming in my in-depth review down the road. With that, definitely hit the like or subscribe button for plenty more sports tech goodness over the next few days. Have a good one.